Good evening. I'm Craig Norwich with former Calgary Flames captain Todd Simpson in beautiful Anaheim, California for Game 5 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Ducks lead the series 3-1. Todd, if Ottawa doesn't win the game tonight, they go home.
Ottawa needs to get more physical. They need to win those little battles along the board. But more importantly, the top line of Heatley, Spezza, and Alfredsson need to get going. They're the girl that brought them to the ball, and now they're in the big dance, and right now the girl is looking a little frumpy. So these guys, Heatley's got to get that shot off. He's got to get in position where Spezza can get him the puck. They need to battle a little harder along the boards and get in front. They were so good all season long, the first 3 rounds. Now's the time. They haven't done it the first 4 games. They need to get going. Jason Spezza's got to find his game somehow. He needs to come up with a big 2 or 3 point night. Alfredsson's been the best of the 3, but he can be better as well. You know, he's been working hard, but together, like I said, you know, they need to be better for the Senators to have a chance to win.
Let's talk about the goaltending, Todd. What are your impressions of Jaguar and Emery so far in the series?
Well, it's a tale of 2 different stories. Jaguar, you know, the veteran, he's been here before, won the Conn Smythe. You watch him in net, he's just right in position, doesn't have to move. You know, it's like he's sitting there washing the dishes at dinner. He's just so calm. It's just doing something simple. On the other hand, you have Ray Emery, who I don't think's been too bad. He's been decent, but he hasn't been great. However, at times, he looked like he's been playing Marco Polo, fishy out of water. So he's got to kind of find his game, and he needs to step right up and have a big game, you know, get one of those, you know, stop 1 goal or a shutout, that type of performance.
Well, certainly goaltending is always important for a successful team, but in a playoff game like this, it becomes paramount. Let's move out to the blue line for a little bit, Todd. Give me your impressions on the play of Niedermayer, Pronger, and Boschman for Anaheim. How are they doing, in your opinion?
Well, they're doing fantastic. They do what they do best. You know, Scott Niedermayer, you can't say enough about him. He's been there before, won Stanley Cups, and you know, he's got the shot, the skating. We've all heard about that. But also, he's not afraid. You know, he realizes this is the finals. He gets physical. And then there's Chris Pronger, who's always physical, mean, tough streak, makes that great first pass out of the zone. He makes it hard to play against, and you've seen that. Ottawa's struggled with him. And he's not afraid to throw in the odd goal either. He's offensive as well. And the underrated guy, Francois Beauchemin, he doesn't get enough credit. He is a solid player, tough, physical, hits. You know, but you know what I say is, you know, a guy that's playing with a maestro like Scott Niedermayer, it's a lot easier to look better. You know, if I got to play with Scott Niedermayer, I still might be playing.
Let's talk about the Ottawa defense. Struggling a little bit, maybe a little bit overwhelmed with the big size of the big Anaheim forwards. What do they need to do to be more effective in this game tonight and maybe help Ottawa get a desperate win that they have to have?
Well, I think in this case, less is more. The Ottawa defense can't go and look at like, oh my God, we have to play the best game of our lives and skate. And they can't try to be Scott Niedermayer and rush the puck up the ice. So what they need to do is just play simple and frustrate the Anaheim forwards, move the puck up, keep it real quick and simple, get up to the forwards, get it out of their end, give Emery a break. If they can do that, they're going to have a good chance to win.
Well, let's move up to the forward lines, and I think we'd be remiss, Todd, if we didn't talk about Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry, a couple of first-year NHL guys that are just really tearing it up in this series.
You're right, Craig. These 2 guys have great tools, but more importantly, they have great toolboxes. They know what to do. The pressure of the Stanley Cup final is not hurting them. They're handling it. They have poise. They're making the right decisions out there. You combine that with the size and the skill, it's really hard to handle. The Ottawa defense is not doing a good job. They get down low and cycle the puck, and it's just really difficult for Ottawa to handle them right now. And they've been a big reason that the Anaheim is up 3-1.
Well, on the Ottawa side, I coach Patrick Eves and Joe Corvo at Shattuck St. Mary's, and both highly skilled players, able to score goals, and maybe more importantly, able to set the table for their teammates. How can Brian Murray insert these guys maybe into a power play scheme or maybe shuffle the lines, given that his top players aren't really performing that well? They're struggling a little bit. What can Brian Murray do to get these other guys involved?
Well, he's a great veteran, Brian Murray. He's 1,200 games coached in the NHL. This is his first Stanley Cup final, and it's crunch time. He's got to find a way to do that. What Anaheim has done so well is they've gotten secondary scoring from Moen and Paulson and Niedermayer. That's what Ottawa needs. You know, everyone's looking at the top line of Alfredsson, Heatley, and Spezza. But to get someone like Joe Corvo to jump up from the point and make a great play and score a goal, or Patrick Eves, that's what the Ottawa needs, is some scoring from the 3rd and 4th lines. If they can do that, then the pressure goes off Heatley and Spezza, and who knows what might happen.
Well, a guy like Timo Solani is 60 minutes away from hoisting the Stanley Cup. He's had a great 16-year career. How do you think his emotional level is going to be out there tonight?
Well, I don't know if he got a whole lot of sleep last night, but Timo is going to be giving it everything he's got. As a player, you don't get many opportunities like this. You know, have a chance to hold that Stanley Cup over your head. So he's going to be giving it all he's got tonight.
Well, folks, this is going to be a great game. The NHL players live and dream for this opportunity. They want to have their name on the most prestigious trophy in all of sports. It's going to be a great game tonight, and I hope you all come back to see us for the post-game show. Todd, thanks for your expert analysis, and we'll talk to you later.